of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. This is Stupefin. We broadcast live to you from the Puerto outside the nation's capital. Well, the program is Post Talk. It comes your way every Saturday on this station, and the program starts 11 a.m. The time check in studio is 7 minutes after 11. Well, we are here to discuss issues unfolding in the water sports locally and internationally. Well, we already have in studio Master Russian people, Master Russian. He's in studio. He's going to be discussing Taekwondo Federation and the Wushu Federation as well. He's the Liberal Taekwondo president, Taekwondo Federation president. So he's going to be discussing their federation issues with us here on Two Different Sports Programs, Sports Talk. All right, so there are other issues that unfolded during the week. We start with this after weeks of anticipation. Well, my name is Naomi Tapia. My boy Erin Abatafoye might join me here today uh, to do the presentation of the show. He might join me. Well, after weeks of anticipation, the Liberia Football Association Appeals Committee has overturned the 1 year suspension of Grace Hawawia, or Master Queen, president of the Upper Women's Club Determined Girls FC, following an appeal she filed. So the appeals committee, after a thorough review, found that while the initial decision by the LFA Grievance and Disciplinary Committee was procedurally sound, the 12-month suspension penalty was deemed disproportionate. This is what came from the LFA. So as a result, the appeals committee issued a revised decision. This is what it told her to do. They ordered her to pay a fine of 150,000 Liberian dollars within 30 days from the date of the ruling. And again, she must submit a formal letter of apology to the president, Mustafa Raji, and the leadership of the Liberia Football Association. And three, do a public apology in newspapers, and the apology must be published in the foreign three newspapers on or before June 15, 2025. From Page Africa, the Inquirer newspaper, Hot Pepper newspaper. Verified copies of the publications must be submitted to the LFA Secretariat within 5 days after publication. Then, in an exclusive interview, this was done Wednesday, June 11, 2025, after the appeals committee ruling. Grace Wia Master Queen expressed acceptance of the decision and welcomed the ruling of the appeals committee. All right, so it happened during the course of the week. All right, so lawyers representing the Liberia Football Association have finally succeeded in indicting 4 students from the University of Liberia through the grand jury of Maserado County. So the indicted students are Stephen Brown, Momo Butal, Christian Bryant, and Obidiah Jada, all from the Student Unification Party at the University of Liberia. Criminal Court 8 Tuesday confirmed the U.S. students' indictment and later revealed that the students' lawyers pleaded with the court to turn them over on Wednesday, June 11, 2025, to avoid being apprehended by court officers. Okay, so this is what our judicial correspondent reported recently during the week. Yeah, concerning this protest the LFA family issue that is currently before the court. So the Confederation of African Football LFA has selected Liberian international referee Hannah L. Moses to officiate at the upcoming Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025. So the biannual International Women's Football Tournament organized by CAF will be held in Morocco from 5 to 26 July 2025. Anna becomes the first Liberian referee to be selected for the tournament. Our selection follows a successful completion of CAF's referees preparation course for elite women referees held in Cairo, Egypt in May 2025. So this marks her fourth major international tournament selection, having previously been selected for the African Games, Ghana 2024, the CAF Women's Champions League, and the 2026 Cup of Nations, Morocco 2025. The Liberia Football Association extended their heartfelt congratulations to her, to Hannah, and reaffirmed their commitment to the development of football at all levels. And the RFA said they remain dedicated to supporting and growing presence of Liberians on the international football stage. The Liberia Football Association successfully completed a one-day safeguarding training workshop aimed at enhancing capacity of football administrators in creating safe and inclusive environment for everyone involved in the game. The day-long training program facilitated by Safeguarding Department of the RFA was conducted on Tuesday, 10 June at the RFA headquarters. Participants engaged in essential discussions and practical sessions focused on strengthening their knowledge of safeguarding policies, how to identify and report concerns, recognizing and responding to signs of abuse, and creating safe spaces for children and vulnerable adults. At the close of the event, RFA President Mustafa Raji congratulated the participants for dedicating their time to gain knowledge on safeguarding, which is important in football. Raji also praised the facilitators, Jeffrey Cholople and Kebe Lamin, for imparting knowledge to others. So the workshop aligns with the RFA's football development pillar, which emphasizes the importance of capacity building. So basketball and Spartacus, I never watched that game. That was yesterday, Friday, yes. So Spartacus made history by being the first team in the LBA League, according to information that was published now, to score 111 points, more than 100 points against a team. So they demolished Bannersville Dragon 111 to, I think, yeah, to 36, something like that. And this team is coached by a female back. Her name is Didier. And I hope to really have an studio anytime soon to discuss, basketball. So the team she's the owner of the team as well, and she's the one doing the coaching. So she's doing well as a female, the lone female in the first division category, coaching, first division team. So her team set that record against a Bannersville Dragon. Bannersville Dragon is not one of the best teams anyway in the first division, but her team has been doing well, even defeating defending champions, the current people of Mighty Barrow. Well, even though a team was, beating, by 20 points margin by LPRC, others is informed. Her team defeated Hurricanes as well. Hurricanes is one of the best teams in the league, along with other teams. So she's doing well. But the basketball leagues will continue today. Today is Saturday. We continue in exciting matches in the men's first and second division categories. So Future Basketball Club will face off with Destiny at 4 p.m. in the first match of Saturday. Then Cestus Mongers, first division category now. Cestus Mongers will be hoping to bounce back from their post start in the first division when they take on Informed LPRC Others at 5:30 p.m. Well, Others 5:30 p.m. Others and Cestus Mongers. This will be the second match of the day. The Invisible 11 MP Patterns will climax basketball activities at 7 p.m. at the SKD Sports Complex basketball gym. Then on Sunday, Mighty Barrow will come face to face with their former rivals, Bushwa Bulls, at 7 p.m. These were the two better rivals we had in the first division category, but it's now between others and Mighty Barrow. So Mighty Barrow will play Bushwa Bulls 7 p.m. at the same venue, the SKD sports complex, basketball, gym. That's the main venue for all these leagues. So they will be hoping to bounce back or to recover from their three defeats since the commencement of the league season, and they recently defeated NBA Patons anyways. So Bushwa Dreams and Bannersville Lions too will battle at 5:30 p.m. in the second division category, and Night Ripples and Kakata Rackets will meet at 4 p.m. in the first match on Sunday. So as a part of continual efforts to promote peace and foster togetherness among people of Queen community, the Queen community, the Queen Town Sports Association, in collaboration with the youth leadership, will launch Peace and Reconciliation Tournament on June 29, 2025. So the tournament, according to the organizers, will feature football and kickball matches between the 6 blocks of the community, creating friendly atmosphere that brings people together through the spirit of sportsmanship. So the youth chairman of the community, Franklin P. called on all community dwellers, especially leaders, to come out in full to witness and support the event. He said in the release that the competition is more than just a game of football, adding that it is a step towards stronger unity, deeper understanding, and lasting development in Town community. So quickly, we have to cross over to our guests. So quickly to some international developments. Brazil qualified for the 2026 World Cup with 1-0 win against Paraguay in South American qualifying to give Carlo Ancelotti his first win as manager. So it happened during the week. So Real Madrid for Vinicius Junior scored from close range in the second half, finishing after fun work from Manchester United bound playmaker Martin Cunha. Okay, so that's what happened during the week recently. So we cannot go through. Kevin De Bruyne has completed his move to Napoli after the Belgian midfielder left Manchester City at the end of the Premier League season. And Cristiano Ronaldo since set to remain with Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr. So the 40-year-old forward is out of contract at the end of this month, and although sources have told BBC Sport that they are confident of extending his deal, there has still been speculation over future. His future. The former Real Madrid, Juventus, Manchester United striker last week posted a cryptic message on social media, hinting he was set to leave the club he joined in January 2023. But speaking after Portugal's dramatic Nations League victory over Spain, he suggested he would not be moving on. So that's what happened. This happened recently too. Okay, so we now cross over to our guests and to say good morning, Chief. Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to our listeners.
So how is life? I think it has been a while. I think more than 2 years, eh?
Sure, sitting with you in studio almost 3 years, I can say. Well, I've been here. Yeah,
It's so how's life?
trust me, I'm blessed. The fact I'm alive, I'm blessed.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank God for His grace.
All right.
Yeah.
So how's the federation? So we are going to be discussing some things about your federations. You took over as president. I mean, the late Mr. Baker was the one who did, and he died. I think some part of 20. That was 19 or 18.
Yeah, I think 2019 or 18. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then you took over.
I took over, yes.
Yeah, as his successor. So what's the federation? How things been going with you people?
Well, I don't attack on the federation. We get in there. I can say that. But we took over a federation that we as officials had to start like everything over. I firstly want to say a very big thanks to my court of officers. Yeah, those working with because trust me, everybody right now, that I call officials of the Liberal Taekwondo Federation, they are doing extremely well. They have to take some of their family earning to keep the federation going. Yes, I want to tell them thank you, and I want to say that I won't even be sitting in this studio with all their support. I truly, truly appreciate them. Yeah, knowing that where we came from and the people we took over from and the way they were governing the sports, it was just a whole lot. But I can say thank you, and that's why we took over. We cannot continue to shift blame on our past leaders. They govern the federation the way they made it at that level. But I can assure you there are a lot of prospect, there are a lot of development for the federation. I can show you that.
It's only the governance issue is what I would just want you to talk about maybe briefly. You keep emphasizing the money which the federation was handled. So I don't know. Could you just whom are you being explicit about it?
All right. We took over to be frank with you, but we have to say it. We took over institution that was not recognized, as an international institution. Because the first thing, what qualifies you as an institution, there are rules and system, but the people in the past were never living by it. And when we took over, we tried to put system in place. Come an example, the Liberal Taekwondo Federation came to being since, if I'm mistaken, in 1974, when our grandmaster, Master Zuzu Mountain, thank God he's still around, he's still living. We other grandmasters, some of them still living. And from 1974, he brought Taekwondo to Liberia, and it was accepted by some other grandmasters too, and Master T.C. Cooper, former commanding general, General Francis Ebidolo. And you have Liberia First Bronx medalist, Honorable Brani J. Samuka, that's the former defense minister. And you have our mother, Joshua Mapi Mock, and these are some veterans, older people who have been, contributing to get this sport to where we are today. And trust me, I will tell them thank you because without them, I will not be sitting here. But when it comes to the international
Recognition.
aspect, the recognition, the aspect of you being recognized. And most of the names that are called, they were not people that are governing the federation. They were fathers and mothers. They were sitting by because they have prepared us. They expected us to take the leadership role to make it better because they played their part. And so those that were there, trust me, they were just sitting there. The fact that we are still struggling to put documentation in place to be recognized by our international body as federation or institution, it tells you that those that were there didn't mean well. But again, I always say this to people: you cannot give what you don't have.
This is actually a shocking revelation that the Taekwondo Federation is not internationally recognized.
No, I am not saying it then, but now we have been
before you took over. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is actually shocking to me.
Yeah. For the past 2.5 years,
this is a federation I've really extensively covered when the late Mr. Baker was there.
I know that. Yes, they were operating, but it's like you in Liberia. Not because you are not recognized by the international body, you will not go compete. Don't get me wrong. Liberia is a country. So you're leaving from here to go to China, to go to Asia as an athlete, they will never deny you.
Okay.
But the benefit to come to your country, there are rules and systems set that you have to be part of. If you are not part of the rules and system, you cannot get those benefits. Yes. But you can go as a country like Liberia now. Athletes can come from America and go represent Liberia. The World Taekwondo body will not deny them. Yeah. But do you know up to now I keep writing like last year we have to write the World Taekwondo body to waive our debt when I took over. 1,000 of that the federation was owing. And again, lack of support to the federation also caused a lot of problems. And then those leaders that were there before, like I said, they gave what they had. What they had, all right? You cannot give what you don't have. And because of that, so it kept the federation just dragging until we took over. When we took over, I think a few months ago, we completed a constitution for the federation. Since 1974. Since 1974. Since 1974, there was a document operated with, and there was some document, but it was not to the standard of our international body. I'm telling you, just a few months ago, we just approved to be at the standard of our international body. You see, just a few months ago, we were able to have a nationwide bank account. All along, there have been no bank account for the federation. Every time we read our mother body, our parent body for assistance, they ask for a bank account. We don't have it. I cannot send my bank account. And these are some of the things I've been holding Liberia by when it comes to the growth and development of the sports. When I write, because I was in the ring before as an athlete, and now I'm the president. The current president for the World Taekwondo body happened to be like a father to me. You see? Yes. So when I was competing, he saw me competing. Now I'm the president. So when every time I write to assist Liberia, they want a bank account. They don't want my personal bank account.
Yeah.
It took us months over months.
For transparency.
I was when I took the team to the All Africa Games, thanks to the Liberia National Olympic Committee and the government. When I took the team to the All Africa Games, before even going there, I was on social media appealing for help. Everybody wanted to help. But how would they help? Because every time they call me, okay, my solution, we feel your pain, send all your organization bank account, I'll send you something. There are institutions and NGO right now in Liberia State that take rating to send to the Liberia Taekwondo Federation, but because we don't have bank account, they couldn't support us. And the past leadership that were there, when I asked them for a bank account, they refused to give me what they were using because it was not genuine. So these are things that are really holding more federation by, not just the Liberia Taekwondo Federation. As we speak, to be frank with you, this is a breaking news. Me and my team now, we have decided to have a 3-year program to start a brand new national team for the Liberia Taekwondo Federation. Within the 3 years, we're going to take athletes from nowhere, we call it white belt. And we're going to train them. Before the 3 years can finish, we will promote them to black belts. But at least from there, we're going to have junior, NO, cadet national team being prepared for the next 3 years. And because I didn't go to the Olympic, yes, I was qualified to go to the Olympic, but the same thing we're talking about, the documentation, perfect leadership, being open with the system, I was denied that right to go to the Beijing Olympic 2028. I think so. All right, I was training. I qualified Liberia to the Olympic qualifier in Libya, Tripoli. You see, I should have gone to the 28 Olympic, but because the leadership that was in place, they were not open with the system, I didn't go. So I told my team, even if I didn't go to the Olympic, Liberia should go to the Olympic when it comes to Taekwondo. And that's what we are doing. And the rebranding process of Taekwondo is going on. We're doing everything possible we can do. And these are things other people will not like. Because when people are used to one system of life, and you introduce something, trust me, you're going to do
that. What sort of system is that?
A better system for us to know that, you know what we did 20, 25 years ago is no longer holding or no longer being practiced. We have to adapt the modern system. And that's the modern system as we speak now.
So is there some people resisting new,
I don't see
new suggestions?
I don't see those that are going to fight change. It is what it is. Change must take place. We cannot keep doing one thing, the wrong thing, expect something positive to come out of what we keep doing. And me being a former athlete, I've been in the ring. If Liberia will have an Olympic athlete or world record athletes, we have to adapt the modern thing, the modern way of fighting. You saw it when we went for the All Africa Games. You saw our athletes. In fact, it was the first time ever for Liberia to go for a game and were televised. We went live. You saw your athletes competing. Don't get me wrong, it is not their fault. Because the federation should prepare the athletes for the international work. Yeah. You cannot take you don't blame the athletes. Our athletes are doing well. Trust me. They are using what they have. They are doing what they know. As we speak, then you go to SKD, you have the junior and the senior national team training for the Zone Africa Games. Yes, they are training right now. But I'm just telling you, we need to do more. We need to do better. You see, you go there right now, they are trying to adapt the modern style of fight. It's difficult for them because they have been Okra or All-Star for some more years. So I look at it and say, you know what, we're going to maintain the team with that right now, but we need new breed of athletes. Those athletes that will be born into the new system of fight. And that's what we are doing right now.
Yeah, okay, let me bring you back to the issue of 28. You kept talking about 28. Are you talking about the year 2028 or I mean, sorry for bringing you back.
You're talking about when I was supposed to represent Liberia Olympic?
Because you said 28.
Sorry. 2007 when I got qualified as third heavyweight champion in Africa for the 2008 Olympic in Beijing. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's clear now. Okay. All right. So that is actually clear now. Okay, let's come to the issue of suspension of schools. Yeah.
Yes. All right. You know, like I said, when we took over, in fact, it's our old age story. You know, sometimes when I keep talking about it, it's going to take a lot of time because we'll be talking about the progress. But again, we needed to suspend people who are not willing to leave and support the federation. And now we call it suspension. We are looking at them. If they don't write for redress, because we have the master of council, but we have our parents, they are sitting waiting. Me being the president, have the board and everybody, I recommend it being approved. We suspend. Now, the level then to come to the grievance ethics committee, we've been suspended. But if some of those things they did, it's already mentioned in what they did. Now, they have to come. If they mean well for the federation, for the sport they do, they will come to our parents. Oh, we've been suspended. The name XYZ, these are our problem, and this is what this and that. And then we want forgiveness. We want them to forgive us. We want the federation leadership to forgive us. Now, if they go to our parents will look into it. XYZ, they're going to call again, Mr. President. These are your children. These are your families. These are your federation. I mean, your schools. They need redress. They want forgiveness.
So you are the face of the institution or the federation. Yes. So please exactly tell us some of the reasons or all of the reasons they were suspended.
All right. Thank you. So a few months ago when we took over, we had a reconciliation meeting. Reason being for this reconciliation meeting, I told my officials, I hate to be frank with you, sorry. My style of leadership, reconciliation meeting all of the time for me is served as a setback. Seriously.
Why?
Good. If I wrong you, Naomi, I should just write you. The effort of creating room to sit and discuss for reconciliation, somebody should just come and say, I'm sorry. We move forward. If we have to sit and discuss, that time should be used for progress. Going back, reconciliation, that's why for me, if I wrong you, I tell you plain. We shouldn't sit and discuss, oh, what happened. Somebody have to be wrong for somebody to take action. So if you know you're wrong, if I tell you that you're wrong and you find reason, just say sorry. We shouldn't go discuss. But again, when you went through, you have to listen. They say, Mr. President, just have it. And for sure, we had a reconciliation. There was still doubt in some people. They vowed that they would not work with my leadership, no matter what we do. I heard the news. But here's how we went to the reconciliation. We went to it, some people that will smile with you, but deep down, you don't read minds. What are the actions? I tell you, you don't read people's minds. They will come and then pretend and this and that, you get it. So I said, okay. But when I started coming, we had competition, there was serious problem. We called and sent them to the grievance ethics committee for investigation. They said they will not submit to investigation because they corrupt, they took money, they're not supposed to take it. They have missteps in the planning of the competition to go and guide and they couldn't listen. And then some of them, when we call them for meeting to come, they don't attend meetings. We're having events, they go around and person the minds of other schools to not participate. They say, oh, I got money, I should give them money before they can go compete because they are promoting me. I can't promote me, I'm a former athlete. I always tell them when I was in the ring, I train myself, I bought Joseph for myself to represent Liberia.
Mm.
The one thing that Liberian government would do for me, God is in heaven listening or watching. They will provide plane ticket for me. And sometimes when I'm fortunate, they give me $100 for per diem. Sometimes I'm for 2 weeks. And before I leave the Ministry of Youth and Sports, that $100, I'll be walking away with $50 because everybody got to get something. I'm speaking from my heart.
Okay.
Now I'm sitting here as president trying to not allow the next generation of athletes to go through what I went through. So we have to put system in place.
Okay.
They don't like the idea.
So you started a disrespect
Yes.
to the leadership by these people in the chat room. Okay, meaning they were all members of the chat room before being removed.
Yeah.
So they usually go in the chat room and insult you people. Is that what you are trying to tell us?
Yeah, they go that there was in fact the African Taekwondo Union came in the investigation. They told them the president said you guys should close our chat room down, close it and open new chat room and restrict it. Only disciplined people will come in the chat room. But they will bring all their people outside Liberia to insult the leadership, how the other person I know, and to be frank with you. Because of that, it pushed. I had to be talking to my officials. It discouraged a lot of people. I said, if you're not disciplined, we cannot keep spending our money to make it work.
Let me just put it straight here. The suspended people are they the ones who used to go in the chat room to insult, or they have proxy fighters?
No, those clubs that were suspended.
Yeah.
They are the one. They are their members, their officials are the one. They're not proxy.
The suspended people.
Yes. They are the one who go in the chat room.
So let me just make this.
One aspect. Just one aspect. It was not because of the insult.
I agree. I understand. You cited the reasons and I read in the straight, but just bring it this up. Okay, so let me just make the public to understand this. We investigate sometimes before bringing guests in studio to balance our interview, but I tried my best, I actually try reaching out to these people. I couldn't get them at all. So, like Master Stinney, one Master Stinney, we have Master Luther Nangbe. I talked with him. He said he was still suspended. Then one Sekou Sana, all these people.
Yeah.
Okay. We had actually tried, to get them to balance, to get ourselves the story. I couldn't, but I will still try my best. Yeah.
So you can do that.
Yeah. Actually. All right, so you say you are willing to reconcile your differences. The suspended people.
No, but I'm not begging people to come back. All I'm telling you to do, abide by the rules. I'm not begging them to come back.
If they want to come back.
If you want to come back, listen, Naomi.
Yeah.
Sorry, my sister. Look, Sister Naomi. Yeah, look, we got to develop this country. And we must develop this country. You cannot be part of an institution, you don't pay due, you don't go for meeting, only time for maybe program, you say I am. Ask any of those schools, even those that are suspended, ask them system when you pay due to the federation. They don't. I don't want to say it. Most of them, the uniform they are using, like uniform when we took what we gave them, they don't want to support the institution, but they want voice. And people that are supporting, they want the people to support them. And guess what now? This is a traditional sport. If Taekwondo cannot institute discipline, which one of the sport going to do that? It's not political fee that you got to be insulting your leader. I grew up in not just in martial art. I grew up in martial art as a student from nowhere. Submission got me where I am today. But these days, instead of children going in the ring, in the gym to go kick and punch, they talk on social media, waste all of their time, and then they got nothing to show for it. We're not going to allow that. Trust me. Yeah.
So what I was asking is, for you are willing to work along with everybody.
Everybody.
Once the person is willing to repent sincerely, and once the person is willing to work on themselves to right the wrong.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
Okay, my question is, if they want to act accordingly and they come to apologize for what they did, and then pay their dues. I mean, go directly by a constitution. You are willing to work along with them.
That's why we have committees set up for that.
Yeah.
We got grievance and ethics committee. All they got to do, read their letter there. Then we have our master of council. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm.
I can't sit there and say, no, where am I? I just a servant. I just need to go through the steps and respect the rule. That's all.
So instead of the due you're talking about is exorbitant, others can I afford?
No. I mean, everybody came before even we pass our constitution. Everybody accept a $5 a month.
USD.
USD. That's $60 every year. So we say, no, instead of 60, pay $50 a year. They agree to that. Since we took over as federation.
And it was unanimous decision rendered.
Oh, yeah, now in our constitution will pass to the general during the General Assembly. Everybody accepted. So because we just passed our constitution into law, now we have bylaw and council to govern us. We came back to say, okay, guys, we did. What can we do? Say, oh, Mr. President, in the general meeting, the year gone already. So we start from June. Okay, Mr. President, we'll call the money down, just $25. Say the year gone. I say, why? Have you not been able to say, okay, you're right. So we start fresh as next year. All right? Yeah. So $25 US. And now everybody wanted to pay, or few of them coming to respond. But I'm saying years back, how are you being governed in the institution? I'm a member of the Federation. Where your due payment? Where your book? Where your ID card to show that you're a member of the Federation? Not just by wearing taekwondo. And I can assure you, those schools that were suspended, if they don't right the wrong, they will be closed down.
Wow.
Yes. Take it from me. They will be closed down. And there's another investigation going on right now as we speak. There were schools that were open with people with no martial art background. They're promoting people like that and they got no martial art background. If the investigation proof indeed that is true, we will close that school and we will demote all those students that were promoted from white belt, yellow belt, orange belt, green belt, blue belt, super blue, red, black. We demote all of them and we tell them, say, no, you are now a martial artist. We got to do the right thing. I'm telling you, we will have to do it. Yes.
All right. So let me bring your attention to a video circulating on social media and their negative reactions. A boy being treated in that a manner that is not actually going down well with the viewers. So could you just respond to that? That's your area. So I don't know. Yeah.
In fact, that school that the video came from is one of the schools that was suspended.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm a bit disappointed. Yes, because we martial artists, we encourage white belters. And that's the reason why traditionally you don't fail a white belt student, especially when they go through their 3 months of training. Some schools will tell you, say, maybe 3.5 months, but in 3 months' time, at my academy, will do promotion. So if you, after the 3 months, and then you notice that person cannot perform 100%, you cannot fail them. In that range of 3 months, it's the process to encourage. More often, some of the parents come to me for their children. Oh, my son is too high-headed, this and that. I want you to discipline him. It is not because the parents say I should discipline the student. I should come down hard on them.
Okay.
We create the environment where we can go into the heart of the child to diagnose the problem. Like you take a car to the garage. You have to understand, not because the driver says when I'm driving the car can be like that. As a professional mechanic, you have to understand why prompted the child attitude. And that's what we do to my academy. But if you start to discourage somebody, what I saw on the video, after I'm disappointed in that.
It's outrageous, actually, yeah.
Because it's a white belt student and it's a child. And some you not try to hide him or hate with the power on your head and you drop. You don't know the condition of everybody. And to be frank, when you're at a certain level, we punish our students for misbehaving. There's so many training. Like you go to my academy, when you misbehave to anyone, your student, they say cross a hair like they in the cross rack. My growing up as a son of martial, I had this cross my hair like they in glass bottle. One of my master. Oh yes, I'm telling you. So that's the tradition. But when I saw, to be frank with you, I'm discouraged and disappointed. But again, these are things that we'll have to look into and to have workshop for our trainers and our coaches. Probably that coach was trying to encourage, and but then he went beyond the mark. That wasn't right. And I want to appeal to all the viewers. That is not how we teach. That is not the tradition of martial art. No, you don't beat on, especially beginners.
So does that require intervention as the president of martial
The
arts?
first thing I did, I sent it to people that are responsible for that. That is the director, the technical director for the Liberal Taekwondo Federation. When I saw the video, I sent it to him. I forwarded it to him, and I said, "Please do your investigation." And if I said 2 months ago, we had a workshop for all of our coaches, and these are some of the things we told them how to behave. But for him, he was not in the workshop. Yes, he was in there. And these are the new I call it the rebranding process that we are talking about. Because to allow people to practice a martial art, you first have to encourage them. A lot of people are afraid. And these are the kind of things that people that are making people afraid, to be frank with you. I'm disappointed. I want to say sorry to the viewers and sorry to the parent. These are things that we work with. That we call rebranding. It will be better for us.
So as you rightly said, the best way to treat the children is to pet them,
Encourage them.
and you reach their heart. Okay.
That's how we do. That's how we do.
Okay. So that's fine. So let's come to upcoming competitions, both local and international.
Yeah. So because of when we came from the All Africa Games, I talked to my officials that we have no federation. I was just blunt about it. I told them we have no federation, and there's a need that we put a system in place because the first thing we have done the survey of the World Taekwondo Body 2 times, and we pay. We pay the first survey and we pay the second survey. What is survey? The World Taekwondo Body give you a document and tell you to fill it up, fill in the form. They ask you how you govern your federation. They ask you how you spend the money, who gives you money, how you go about displaying, how you go about doing competition, how many athletes you have, how many schools, how many registered black belts you got with the federation. And now, most of the people think that some of the things we are trying to introduce to the federation is our doing, it's not our doing, it's our international body doing. And because we start for the first survey, all the questions that came about, how many black belts do you have in your country? How many do you have? How many of them paying due to the federation? Now, if they are paying due to the federation, you got to show a fair receipt. You got to show a receipt that they are paying. And how much are they paying? Transparency. All those things, we feed them. Then we started to press on. These are the things. Because that's why. If you pass the survey, the World Taekwondo Body, you're gonna be receiving close to 200,000 for development purposes.
Wow.
They're going to be given scholarship. And the athletes will start being supported by the World Taekwondo. That's what is happening to LFA, Football Association today. All right, our international body is an Olympic sport, so they support it. So these are the things that we are working on. The first thing they ask for constitution. They want a copy of the constitution. We don't have it. They want your bank account. We don't have it. How many taekwondo, how many black belts you got in your country? Somebody just want me to go and get 10 person with that figure. I said no. No.
They don't like insincerity. They are not like
now when I said no, oh Mr. President, the people not here, they will not know that I said no, not with me. I want to see the black belts lining up and then know that indeed they exist. If you want something, you gotta be sincere. So these are some of the things that they don't understand and they don't want to accept. They want to keep living and doing one thing, the wrong thing, and think that something happening. You see, that's the problem. So as we speak right now, we are training for the Zone 3 All Africa Taekwondo Championship organized by the Africa Taekwondo Union. Liberia is supposed to be in Bamako, Mali. Now we are among 7 different African countries, we make it 8. We are in the zone with Nigeria, the junior and senior national. We are in the zone with Africa, Ghana, Burkina Faso, Yeah, just to name a few. Yeah, so it's a tough thing right now. We are tough countries that we're going to be going against. And now, for our youth, the junior national, they're going to be going for a qualifier for next year Olympic. You see, so they are training right now. So these are the events that come out. And then I talked to the team that we should be having 3 competitions every year. But because we took most of our time going through constitution, bank account, documentation, working on this process to make sure that we are genuine with our international body, we have gone into it. So we're going to be having one major competition this year, and that's going to be in December. So information going out there, clubs are preparing themselves for that competition. So these are the things that were, like I said, you go to SKD Arena, national team training. How the athletes get to SKD? They pay their own way. How they drink? The federation got to buy water for them to drink. Is it right for us as country? I say no. I say no. It is not right. But we have to do it. And I want to take this time to appreciate all of the actors that are coming under the ring to do it. I pray that history will remember them. It pains my heart a lot because I went through it. And becoming president, I really thought it was going to happen just closer, that they would not experience it. I really thought I could have gotten all of this support. But again, support will want to come. I just want to tell them, keep the players, keep training. And history will remember us. And I know we're going to get there. So these are the process that the events are coming up. We're planning. We're going to be meeting the Ministry of Youth and Sport, the Olympic Committee, because I know the no money syndrome. Yeah. Now we're close to 18 to the junior national team and the senior national team. We're carrying 4 athletes, and each of the team, you need a coach, team manager, actor. So we're looking at close to 13, 14 person to go. And I said Israel, Bamako, Mali, we can use the role, but then we got to get money to charter a bus or go to Guinea in a bus to go. So hopefully by Monday
and the lodging as well.
Yeah. So when I checked what is submitted, the budget is submitted almost close to $9,000.
USD.
The national team, $9,000 the national team to Bamako, Mali, and these are important events. And every time when I went for the All Africa Games, my appeal was like I want to withdraw.
Excuse me, the 9,000 that includes the feeding, the lodging,
and everything, even uniform that are going to be used for the game. Uniform that will be used for the competition, lodging, transportation, are down for the athletes. Yeah, because they're going by road, right? 9,000. So that's what we're looking for right now. We started talking to some writing people, to see how best we can do it. When we went for the All Africa game, these are the things I was looking at. I wanted to withdraw Liberia from all events. Seriously. And then launch this program, talking about 3 to 5 years program, bring on new athletes to be able to cope with modern day style. But the same people from the African Technology say, Mr. President, I know your passion for the game, but you have to maintain the people you got until you can get the younger ones or the new ones coming. So because of that, you got to keep taking what you already have, and and that's true. And that's why we have our athletes right now training.
All right, so Master Russian P, right?
Yeah.
I hope I'm getting. I stopped hosting you for so long.
I know Master Russian is better. Just Master Russian.
Thank you, Mr. Russian. All right. So let me just let this no money syndrome you just mentioned. Almost every other federation, head that I've hosted here, they complain about it. Some say the government does well for football. Yeah, instead of doing similar for other sporting federations that go outside there and they ably represent Liberians at international level. So what do you make of this particular argument? And they are saying that, like the person who hosted, I think 2 weeks ago, was indirectly stating that football is doing absolutely nothing for Liberia at international level or when they're participating in international competitions, but the government still, they try their best for these people. I don't know. So your opinion, please.
Trust me, I've been there before, and their view might be accepted, or I don't know where they were thinking on. But even at the football house, there's issue with support. Do you know the Liberia National Olympic Committee? The last time I checked, they were only receiving 5,000 from the Liberian government. Now, more often I used to blame the government, but to be frank, I want to say it in this manner. I want to say it here. I also blame us federation. Why we are not getting support from government? Why I say so is that you have a federation that operates with all constitution, with all bank account, with all plan. I'm serious. I'm serious. Right? So I used to say the same thing. But then when I sat and started to think, few months back, we had a housing tool in the allotment. We couldn't get it. When I asked the past leadership, they said every time whether they couldn't give it to me. So I went in the ministry and started to people saying, why is it so difficult when you put $1,000 in the budget for the federation not even receive it? And somebody told me, Russian, this is the process. The government cannot give you a allotment when you don't have the document to prove that you are a legitimate organization. Number one, the constitution. Number two, bank account. Number three, how they call it, tax, or whatever from LRA, this and that, right? They ask for this document, federation don't have it. How would the government give someone money who's not coming from all there? They cannot prove. But guess what? They are named federation. So I said, oh, no one. I'm not going to the ministry no more for any money. Let me get my document and put system in place. Let me see. Now, I'm telling you, I'm coming over 3 years program. The government going to support that program. What am I going to do? I'm going to do a proposal. I'll send it to the Ministry of Youth and Sport, Olympic Committee, and I will go to the capital and talk to people. So in 3 years' time, we're going to prepare athletes that will go out there and make name for us. And the government see this, the program is a good program. If they don't support it, I will come back here and say, that's true. What people told me, I try all my documents.
I like that.
So for now, I will not, because my experience of play, sitting with people, I'm going to take that work. I think we federation also have problems, because most of the federation, they are briefcases federation.
So you think when you do the needful, they will see reason to support you?
What are your own parents, Naomi, Sister Naomi? They sent you to school, you come with no grade, and then you want them to give you reason. Would they give you reason?
Would not be encouraged.
They would not be encouraged. So I appeal to all federation out there. Let's start mocking the football exclusive because they got their own problem. The president Rachi is doing well. That guy have to go outside there. And he's not making it because it's him. It's the same system I talked to you about international body. What's the system in place that your international body can say they people mean well? But you know, like Brent Center, oh, who do it? Do you know more often you go for competition? Sister Naomi, you are disrespected. Sometimes they will tell you, say you cannot participate in the event because you are not paying your due. You got to go stay and be the last when everybody going their way. Receipt to say we are paid. When they call your name, you have to stop that. How much so much can a federation pay to the international body? And the international body also gave you grant for development. But we are not benefiting. People they seem to, oh, we beg you, please give me. We have to stop it. If you want your people to rock that, you got to give something. So I'm telling all federation, let's stop the crime. Put your constitution together. Put your bank account together. Put your agricultural corporation together. Put your program. 2 years program that will start new generation of athletes. And you see, do a proposal. Take it to the ministry. If you don't do it, join me. Then we'll start to. But until then, let me get my proposal. The next generation of athletes for 2 years. Let me go to the ministry and even go meet the president of the country. And then tell you, say, Master Russian, we don't have money. They have money.
Too interesting. Okay, your party coming quickly with all
so I don't want to say to all Liberians out there, trust me, I truly appreciate you people. Please come out, support the Liberia Taekwondo Federation, the junior and the senior national team that went to Bamako, Mali. to go represent Liberia. We need close to $10,000 to take our team, please. And the competition is just next month, June the 2nd. June the 2nd, we should already be in Bamako, Mali. So mean that hopefully the 30th of this month we gotta be out of here.
June 2nd or July?
July 2nd. July 2nd is the competition.
Okay.
We gotta leave the country by the 30th. We got a few days. I'm appealing to each and every one of you, please, 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 call us, support us, and let our athletes go and represent Liberia. We too can make it better. Thank you so much, Sister Naomi, for
Thank you.
time.
Thank you as guests on our sports program today, Sports Talk. So let me quickly read the kickball fixtures for today. I can't forget about my kickball people. So SUA, yes. So SUA will be taking on Shooting Star 2 in the second division category of the Liberia Kickball Federation National Lottery Leagues. SKD Sports Complex, the venue, 12 p.m. SUA and Shooting Star 2 will be playing. Your Invader will be taking on Leader. The same venue, SKD, and this game will start 1 o'clock p.m. Then SUA will take on Zion Sisters, League 2, the same venue, SKD. This will be 2 p.m. Then Brazilian girls. Okay, this is a mistake. The team is Brazilian girls, but somebody said Brazilian versus girls. So then let's come to, okay, Brazilian girls will play Zion. Brazilian girls will play Zion, the same venue, and the game will come on 3 p.m. Then the Brazilian girls and Zion game is the first division category. So 3 p.m. first division category will start with Brazilian girls and Zion. Then we come to Destiny Gibby and Aries. Destiny Gibby and Aries will be playing 4 p.m. in the same first division category. Success will be taking on GISA in the same first division category at 5 p.m. to climax the first division and the basketball, please.